here with embattled Machakos County Governor Dr. Alfred Mutua. You know, when you get comments like this and, you know, tweets are coming in thick and fast, tweet to us at Koinange Jeff, at Susan TV Kenya. The hashtag is Sunday Live. Patrick Wambua Mwoki says, Mutua is not a liar, but completely delusional. What do you think when you read people like this?
You know, people have given up. You know, people have given up on Kenya. People think that it is not possible. You know, when people say that we could fly, people laughed at the Wright brothers. They said you cannot fly. When people thought we could get a cure for leprosy or TB, people laughed at them. And I don't feel bad when I hear these people. I just want to show them that it is possible. You know, when people talk like this, they just need some love. They just need to be shown that they need to you know, that it is possible.
Dr. Ezekiel Mutua, he says, let's cut Governor Mutua some slack. I've just come from Mwala, and I use the Makutano Kithimani Road. It's in great shape. Propaganda aside, Mutua is a performer. And then he goes on to say, it is sad that in Kenya, we glorify mediocrity and punish performance.
Well, it's our culture. It happens. There's a story I told you, I think, last time.
Yeah, you said pull him or her down.
Yeah.
PhD.
That's how it works. You know, the crab story?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go on, tell us again for those who missed it.
The crab story is that a story that they wanted to export crabs to overseas, and so wanted crabs from Mozambique, from Tanzania, and from Kenya. And so they were being loaded into an aeroplane. The ones from Mozambique were in a big bucket that was properly sealed on top. The ones from Tanzania in a bucket sealed, but the ones from Kenya were in a bucket but it was open. So the pilot said, wait a minute, when these ones come out as we fly, they said, no, these are Kenyans. When one tried to get out, the other one pulls them down. Let us suffer together, you know. And unfortunately, that is the kind of culture that we've generated. Yeah. Instead of lifting each other up, holding our hands together so that we're united in force to conquer the hardships that are before us, we fight each other. But it happens. It is a symptom of poverty. It is a symptom of people who are suffering. You know, poverty is like a disease. You know, it's like an illness. So we are suffering. We've been poor for so long, unnecessarily, as a people. And so we have to break from these chains. But we cannot break from these chains if we are still sinking in corruption.
But some people want to be cured of this disease by stealing like 10 billion from NYS or billions of others from other scandals.
And that is now the selfishness that we need to end. And it has to end. There has to be no mercy for the people who have stolen. But it can't just be simple, regular officials. Unless the country is being run by junior officers. Maybe, we don't know. Maybe it's all these junior officers who are stealing. Maybe there's no big fish. But something somewhere tells me, when I look at some of the lists that I have and the knowledge that I have, there's some quite a number of very, what do you call it, powerful people. People can make phone calls. People can control things, either themselves or proxies, who are directly or indirectly involved in the kind of corruption that we see today. And they have to own up to it.
DPP Nordin Haji said the other day, there are not only big fish, there are whales in there. They're whales.
I don't know who is a whale in Kenya and who is a big fish.
2022.
Yes.
You want to run?
I'm going to run.
Why?
Well, after I'm done with being governor, what am I supposed to do?
Listen, that might happen very soon if this if the Supreme Court nullifies this thing.
We'll go back to the ballot box.
Which means that your presidential plans will have to be shelved.
No, just for the election, then we're back again. And if I win, I'm even stronger as a candidate, because I'll have shown that I can actually go against the grain and everything that is thrown towards me.
Don't you think you declared too early?
No, you need to declare early so that people know that you have a mission where you're going. I'm not campaigning. I'm not talking. I don't have people campaigning for me. I'm just saying that this is my dream, this is my hope, and this is where I'm going. It's like the American system. People know 4 years to the election who is running for president.
Have you put a team together for that?
I already have a team together. I already have consultants. Some of them are actually from overseas who are already working and fashioning my campaign. I'm actually very serious. Some people think I'm running as a way of positioning myself so that I'm included in a government somewhere in the future. No, I am running to inherit the seat after Uhuru finishes his term. I'm going to replace him. That is the plan. And that will happen according to the will of God and the people of Kenya. But I have to market myself.
You have to market yourself, but you were accused of being a stooge during the last election, a Jubilee stooge.
Yes.
How are you going to shake that off?
Well, those are the people who at that time were being used politically, but people have changed. People have seen that Mutua puts his head to something, clear purpose, ni mtu wa msimamo, I don't waver. Uhuru Kenyatta does not go to bed thinking that tomorrow Mutua will ruka him and start behaving fun with other people. You know, I talked to Raila Odinga the other day. I told him that I congratulated him for the handshake, and he's always been my friend. And one thing he told me, it was during the funeral of, I believe, Gachagua in Nyeri. He sat next to him. And he told me he likes me because I am principled. You can count on me. Whether I'm on this side or on this side, Mutua is principled. Akisimama hapa, yuko hapa.
Tell me something.
Si kigeugeu.
Si kigeugeu. What makes you think you have national appeal? What makes you think?
It is
beyond Machakos and maybe Kisii now.
No,
because of the bridge incident.
I was in Nyeri. No, it was before the bridge incident.
Oh, before the bridge, okay.
The bridge incident gave me even more support, you know. I was in Nyeri. I was in Kakamega. I travel, I listen to people, I meet people in the street, and people tell me, when are you declaring? Can you run for president? It's not just me pushing myself. People tell me, Mutua, if you run for president, I'll vote for you. There are few people, but the list is growing. When people know that you're out there, people say, aha, you're providing an option. It's going to be a tight race. I mean, the big boys are there. Ruto is very powerful. It's a big race. There are others who will be coming, but I'll be there. And I'm confident that when the shove comes to the push and the people of Kenya are told to choose who is a safe president, who is a leader who is going to take this country to the next level. And this is how I look at it. We need a paradigm shift. You look at the people who've been running our country from the table of independence, they've been doing it because they have been there from the time of pre-independence. You look at Jomo Kenyatta, fought for independence, pre-independence. Oginga Odinga, pre-independence. Mwai Kibaki, he was the Secretary General of KAU before it became KANU, pre-independence. Daniel Arap Moi, he was in the LegCo, the Legislative Assembly, in the colonial era, pre-independence. So we've had all these leaders who have laid a good foundation, and Kenya is now on a stable foundation. But we cannot continue to be on a foundation forever. Uhuru Kenyatta has really worked hard to ensure that this new open democracy is achieved. Raila Odinga has to be given the kudos. He has fought for democracy. He has fought for the new order in our country. He has stopped impunity. He has really played a big role in the stability of our country.
And he might run in 22.
And he might run. I'm hoping he doesn't and run in 2022. I give the man respect and end everything. But we cannot continue to be in a foundation stage forever. We have to now move to the walls and build a home for our people. Okay. And that is where I come in.
If Raila does run, will you still run?
I'm still running.
Okay, the reason I mentioned Deputy President William Ruto before the break was because everybody says that he is the front runner right now. On paper, he's the front runner. And my question to you, and I'll ask you again, can you beat him?
I can beat him. We've got 4 years to go. And it's all about marketing.
Pound for pound, he will wipe the floor with you. Well, he has more money than you will ever have.
But it is not just money that makes somebody win. Because if it was money, then all the tycoons in this world would be the MPs, they would be the senators, would be the governors, would be the presidents of the world. No, 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 no. You have to have more than what money gives. Money opens the way, but doesn't mean that I'm not even prepared myself. I have my own cash, I have my own supporters, I have my own money that I can compete at the same level.
With them.
You know what happens with money when it comes to an election? It gets to a certain point of saturation. Anything you spend beyond that does not help. You need money to get you to a certain stage where you're able to reach to the people, organize your teams, be able to campaign on the ground. But beyond that, you can have billions and trillions, it will not help you. The saturation level imeshafikika kabisa. It's like sugar. You're drinking tea, and as you are hoping it's not the mercury-less sugar.
Correct.
You put 1 spoon of sugar. If you take 2 spoons, it is too light. It is not enough. You put 2 spoons, it is enough. Now you continue adding, it makes it even worse. So having much money, too much money, can even work against a candidate.
I'll tell you for free though, you'll need at least 10 billion shillings.
I was actually estimating 15 billion, but that's the estimate.
Good Lord.
15 to 18 billion shillings. Yes.
Do you know Nairobi County was just given 15 billion shillings as their allocation? That's the kind of money one needs to run for president.
That's the kind of money
Is
you
it
need to run
worth
for.
it, Dr. Ari? Is it worth it?
It is worth it if you're not doing it just for yourself. If you're doing it to move this country to the new age, if you want us to move like they did in Europe during the Renaissance period, from that, you know, dark age to what you see the new industrialized age, you have to do it. Because if we don't do it, who is going to do it? A time comes when you say you're doing this for the sake of your people. I mean, I am tired of going to United Arab Emirates, to Dubai. I'm tired of going to countries, going to Australia, going to Japan, going to China, and seeing people living comfortable lives, seeing young people at the age of 21 driving cars, and yet you come here, we're full of dust. Our people are wallowing in poverty. Our young men who are smart with degrees are driving borders. You know, I am tired. Our girls are giving up. Hopelessness. And so we have to do something not for ourselves, but for our country. So it is worth it, not for Alfred Mutua. It is worth it for the future generations of our country.
Do you think you'll peak too soon because you announced too soon?
No, I won't peak too soon because others have already announced and they're already up there. Mine is going to be a steady and gradual growth. I start early and I move up slowly.
And you think you'll get over this hurdle, this hump, this Supreme Court thing?
God is on my side. So when God is on my side, I don't sleep worried. Because God has not brought me this far to drop me. God has brought me this far because there's a purpose for my life and for the people around me, and the people will continue. And it's like we take care of everything. As we say, charity begins at home. You know, you take care of everything. And Kenya is my home. Yeah. And we need to take care of our homes, you know.
I saw Senator Gideon Moi cozying up to you, or is it the other way around, the other day? Are you forming an alliance?
Gideon Moi is my friend. I'm open to alliances. I'm open to listening. You know, a good leader is one that is open to ideas. And I want to be able to interact with all leaders in Kenya and outside Kenya and learn and form alliances, form friendships. As long as they are clean leaders, as long as their purpose is to change Kenya, not just to acquire power. Because acquisition of power, and you cannot be able to change people's lives, is useless.
Yeah.
It's useless.
Okay, let me put it another way. If you had the choice for the perfect running mate,
yes,
today, perfect running mate to have that winning ticket, who is it?
It's too early to call. It would not be smart for me to start dropping any names at this stage, because then you drop a name, you alienate everybody else. It is open. We are going to build steadily. We've still got 4.5, nearly 4 years to go. It's a long time. A child that is born today who is saying Baba to their father, at that age will be talking and going to kindergarten. It's a long time. It's a long, long time away.
All right, let's read some tweets, Monica, shall we? Is that okay? Here we go. This is Khakasa, Saita. It's tight here. Kindly ask Dr. Alfred Mutua about the stalled patrol vehicles and ambulances at example Mavoko Law Courts. The stalled ambulances and vehicles. They're stalled.
I'm not aware of very many stalled vehicles, but as you know, vehicles in government, they always stall, they are taken, and then they are taken for repair. As far as I know, all my vehicles that have stalled, that have problems, have been taken for repair. My government suffers from the same problem that other governments suffer. The governor cannot be there everywhere. And I have corruption in my government, as do other governors. So I have to take care of a lot of things. So it's good they have pointed out, but I'm not sure. I was in Mavoko the other day. I didn't see a single stalled ambulance. I didn't see a single stalled vehicle. Next to the Mavoko Law Courts is a police station, whereby all these cars that are involved in accidents are brought. You know, ambulances, vehicles. So maybe that's what they're thinking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kafutha Nelly, our Governor Mutua, keep raising the flag. Maendeleo, chap, chap. God bless you.
Asante sana.
Brown Sankala, you say, ask Dr. Mutua, what happened to Mulolongo bus station because they create unnecessary traffic in the morning? It's a horrible place.
It's a very horrible place. It actually lets me down. And I have a plan for the Mulolongo area. Mulolongo is very important. Right now, as we are building the roads within Mulolongo. They sit on black cotton soil. It was poorly planned. People just put up houses. So the current MCA from Mulolongo, Mheshimiwa Dan, very smart guy, we have worked out a plan with him on how to take care of Mulolongo. I also am working with another MCA called Kingori, who is an MCA of Githunguri area, to look at Githunguri and Joska areas. And also we're also looking at Sokimau roads. These are black cotton soil, whereby land that was meant to be for roads, land that was meant to be for utilities, was actually sold off, was actually stolen by government officials before we became counties. So that is a problem. You look in paper, you see the roads were tarmacked. You get to the ground, there's nothing. And so with the little resources we have to basically spread the cake across the county.
Tough job, man. Tough job. I don't know why you were governor, but hey. Senator Daniel, thanks for this borehole at my village, Kathianio Mutheteni. Mutua has tried, but people have the final say. Let him face the ballot.
Yes.
Well enough. At least he's acknowledged there's a borehole at his thingy there. Frankie Kiambi says, Governor, you forgot Yatta, Mavoloni. We have no electricity. We have no water. Isn't that part of your region?
Yatta is a challenge because we are getting problems with what is called underground water. Because of the rock structure and everything, we've been digging a lot of dry boreholes across Yatta and even across his area. But now I have a program, we just in Yatta area of a place called Ndalani, I just built a big dam that we're about to open of 100 million liters of water. So we'll be taking a lot of these dams, especially in the Yatta area. Electricity, I'm waiting for the new budget that is coming up because we've not really had a new budget. The new budget I'm factoring in, I'm buying about 1,000 transformers in the next 2 years so that we can have transformers across the county to supplement what President Uhuru Kenyatta has done with the last mile, so that I bring electricity closer to people. So watch this space. There will be transformers in Mavoloni.
I mentioned earlier, Nairobi County was given 15B. How much were you given?
We'll get about 10 billion.
Okay.
But you see, for mine, nearly all the development money goes to where it's supposed to be. I'm not saying others don't.
That's what you're trying to say.
But what I'm saying,
that's what you just said.
What I'm saying,
you're saying Nairobi money just disappears.
No, Nairobi is a very complex place. Nairobi is a very expensive place to run. I don't want to talk about Nairobi, but I'm saying for mine, I'm lucky. Even with my little resources, I can squeeze the shilling. I can go out, meet other people, try to get money, try to get support for my people, because the money is minuscule. I wish the 10 billion that is disappearing with NYS was given to me. I would be building highways and adding electricity and paying scholarships. I've started a program to pay scholarships, to pay for college and students. You finish Form 4, Form 6, you want to study, people have applied, I've already started. I'm educating people. Let people, I want Machakos to be the most educated county. So I'm paying 100% as much as I can for people to go to get skills, certificate, diploma, training to be doctors, engineers, so that it does not matter whether your father is rich or poor and you're a smart kid, you have passed. I'm going to make sure you get the education you deserve.
Others would prefer the 10 billion to do other things, but you know,
well, you know how it goes. Yeah.
Exactly. Mwangangi, you say, as much as Mutua has done things for Machakos County, despite several promises, the Muthuani to Joska Road is pathetic. Can he deny that he doesn't work throughout the county, but only select areas?
You know, people feel the pain of where they live. And the Joska area is part of that. You know, I have 8 sub-counties. You cannot build roads everywhere. Everywhere you go to Mwala, you go to Machakos, you go to Yatta, people still want a road. But, you know, you don't have the resources to put tarmac roads everywhere. So, you know, I went to Athi River, I did the roads in Athi River, they are still in Mavoko. I've done some roads in Kinanie, they're still in Mavoko. I'm still going to get to Joska. So I have not forgotten them. It's only that even in Masinga, I'm about to finish a 21-kilometer road between Kivandini and Masinga town. But the people of Nidhini are asking, you've forgotten us. I wish I had the resources to do all these things simultaneously everywhere. I mean, that's how it is.
You can't please all the people all the time.
And you can't do the development. I mean, it bleeds my heart. I mean, I feel pain that my people, like for example, in a place called Modesia, they drive and at times they have to stop and carry a coffin with their backs for 2-3 kilometers to bury their loved ones because there's no road. So those are kind of things I'm dealing with that people don't realize. So I'm putting my truck, my equipment there, removing that shame, doing those things. So other people who have some semblance of roads are worried that there's no good road leading to their house.
And all this time since independence, how come there are no roads?
There have been no roads. I mean, look at Yatta sub-county. It's a very big, it's got between one area to another area is about 50 kilometers. There's no single tarmac road within a whole sub-county. None. I'm building the first one now.
And people get elected?
Masinga, no road. I'm building the first one since independence. So these are things that I'm doing. Because if we wait for the national government to do everything, they also have a small cake that they can't spread everywhere. Especially when some of it is being stolen every other day.
Not some of it, a lot of it.
A lot of it.
Bramwell Rotich, Mutua is a genius and a man of integrity, the savior that we've been waiting for. Another Matiangi. Wow. Does he work for you?
No, I don't know him. But thank you for that.
Albert Kigada, a good friend of mine, he says, please say a big, big hello to Dr. Mutua.
Thank you, Albert. It's been a long time. I've not seen him since the last time he was working, I think, for a phone company. Around to mention the names.
That's right.
We'll be
yes.
seen to be plugging it. And then Citizen will be saying, Sasa hakutulipa pesa namna gani.
Now I mentioned your Gina. Silas Jackie Kamba. You know him. Good guy. PA to former Prime Minister. The governor is very articulate, Jeff, and comes out clear in what he intends to be and do in the foreseeable future. I hope he has a solid plan to mainstream young people in some, if not all, of these programs.
Very good points there, Dr. Silas. Very, very good points. My mission is, I'm looking at the population of Kenya. That I'm saying 2022, as far as I'm concerned, is open. 75% of the voters are young people. These young people need more than just stories. They need to see change that affects their pockets. My plan is to have people with money in their pockets. If you don't have money, you're finished. I was telling people the other day, young men cannot get married. Why? Because they have nothing. Nobody will look at you if you don't have any money. They look at a girl, they say hi. The girl looks at the guy and says, aye, aye. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you cannot provide.
Right.
Our young people, they need money. I am on a program right now of increasing the household earnings for each home in Machakos, so that I have an additional 50 to 70 to 100,000 shillings per month per household through agriculture. I have those programs that I'm lined up so that people can have money. Because when you have 50,000 and your daughter comes and says, Daddy, Mami, tumeulizwa hii, I need this, kuna trip, unaambiwa, it's okay, takupatia next month. Because there's 50,000 coming in. Extra income. When there's shortage of food because of rains, you don't starve. You've got 50, 70,000 coming in every month. You'll go and buy the food, the maize coming from Kitale. You can afford to do it.
Yeah.
The same way people in Nairobi don't grow food. Amu kona kashamba hapa kwa Nairobi
unapanda.
Hauna kitu, hauna shamba hapa Nairobi unalima. So inamaanisha ya kwamba you have the money to buy food from people who grow.
But, okay, so you always talk about these plans, and this is where your PR comes in, because it's great PR. I mean, you could sell sand to the Arabs or ice to the Eskimos.
But you see, what I say I'm going to do, I do. You remember the first time we talked, I told you that I'll build roads, I'll build roads. I told you I'll provide healthcare, I've improved healthcare. You know, we are now part of the 4 counties that will be doing universal healthcare, free of charge. But we have to start at the dispensary level so that our dispensaries are well equipped, because they are closer. According to the World Health Organization, you should have a proper medical facility within 5 kilometers of where you live. These are the dispensaries, not the health centers.
Yeah.
So these dispensaries have to be equipped as well as health centers, so that you go there, you're treated. And that lessens the burden in healthcare, because once you take care of diseases when they're starting, you don't have to spend so much money taking care of them when they are advanced.
Yeah.
So, you know, you do prevention, not curative. So these are the plans that I'm doing, and these are things, when I talk about agriculture and all these things, these are things that I've started. I talked about the ambulances the first time I came to your show.
Yes.
And I went ahead and I bought them.
And they're still working?
And they're still working.
Still delivering people, they're still up and down.
Some break down, others we need to add new ones. You know, this happens. It's been 5 years using the same equipment.
Last question.
Yes.
Can you tell us today if the president's Big 4 agenda, will it work? Can it work? Can he achieve this legacy that he wants to do?
It will work, but it will not work 100%. This is because I know the machinery that Uhuru Kenyatta has. Uhuru Kenyatta will be able to propel this country like a plane that is taxiing up to the runway. But we'll need a pilot who understands what needs to be done, so that now we can get down on that runway and take off, and so that we can fly.
Yeah.
But what Uhuru is doing is what was being done at the turn of the 17th century in Europe, in England, during the industrial age. These 4 pillars are going to stabilize this country so that we'll never be the same again. But he'll only be able to achieve that if he conquers the demon called corruption. And he has to do it without mercy, but he has to do it with goodness also. So the good people are not targeted, and the bad people get away with it.
Yeah, but you know, they always say bad things happen to good people.
It happens. It happens. But I know Uhuru has a good heart, and he means it. when he says ulitoa wapi. So let him not be afraid of others. You know, let him carry on with what we started when I started working for Mwai Kibaki.